Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-March 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as well as what we have in front of us, it's what I call a bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is to look at the past, present, future energies between you and a main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight. And after the bridging the gap, then it comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's a way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Balance. So this is actually the equivalent of the Temperance card in traditional tarot, which is the Sagittarius energy. So it could just be saying you really felt like the two of you hit it off very well. But I feel like at the same time, especially given that for you guys, Sagittarius is 12th house energy, you might not have necessarily expressed how you were feeling toward them, but I feel like at the very least you were definitely feeling those feelings pretty strongly in any interaction you're having with them. So let's say if they were a friend of yours or a colleague, whatever the case may be, I feel like you had those feelings underneath the surface. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is a Libra energy here. So yeah, it could just be saying that they might have seemed a little bit closed and detached to you in general. So maybe that was part of why, even if you did have those feelings for them, you might have been a little reluctant to come out and express them. I mean, if we just look at the facial expression there, right, it looks like they're a little bit distracted. And then we see the Nine Swords behind them, which makes you think of the Nine of Swords energy, which could just be saying that they might have just had a lot on their mind in the past to where they weren't really necessarily thinking about their romantic lives. Alright, present energy on your side, we have a few cards. Okay, so first we have the Nine of Arrows, which is the equivalent of the Nine of Swords, and actually we were just talking about the Queen of Swords energy in this deck. Gives off some of that same energy. We have the Three of Staves, which is Aries energy, and then Fortune. So this is the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter energy. So yeah, it could just be saying that you might even start feeling nudges from spirit, right? Whether they be dreams or just signs and symbols coming across to you, synchronicities, as we see the person there. If we think about the arrows representing communication, we see 8 of them pointing in the direction of the cards on this side. We see what looks like an angelic figure extending another one, right, to try to hand it to her. But it looks like she's feeling stressed out about the thought of communicating. Then the Three of Staves energy often tends to be an energy of, we refer to it often as waiting for your ships to come in, right? So it could just be one of those things where you're just in more of a mood where you'd rather wait for them to come toward you. But again, like I said, I feel like you just might keep seeing more and more symbolism that's directing you toward being the one to reach out first. Alright, present energy on their side, I can't pick the card up for some reason. There we go. We have the Four of Swords. So this is actually a Libra energy here. So interesting, maybe some of you are dealing with the Libra, given that we see Libra energy twice now. But if we look at the artwork here, it could just be saying that, you know, if you do start to express your feelings for this person, right, and maybe if they pick up on that, they might want something a little bit more casual initially. So, for example, maybe they'll suggest a double date, right? Like, oh yeah, let's go out, but with other friends, things along those lines. So, and if that's the case, I don't feel like it directly has anything to do with you, just maybe more of that they're in a healing phase right now, so they're not necessarily just ready to jump into a new connection. And then that might explain why they might have had that distracted energy and detached energy in the past as well. All right, future energy on your side, we have the Two of Coins. So this is actually a Capricorn card here. So yeah, it could just be saying that now even your feelings might start to go back and forth, right? Because we see the one coin with the red heart and the other one, excuse me, looks a little bit more icy. So, and then we also have the Nine of Cups. So for some of you, you might actually start to feel a little bit of hot and cold energy toward the connection with this person, right? Maybe because you feel like, okay, it doesn't really feel like they're fully open to being in a connection, and maybe you start to get a little frustrated with that. But then I also see this Nine of Cups energy is saying that I feel like that'll eventually cause you to shift toward focusing more on bringing your own happiness, right? So not necessarily giving up hope on the connection, but just coming to the realization that, okay, well, yeah, maybe if you feel like you were trying to rely a little bit too much on someone else to bring you some happiness, you're more focusing on bringing that toward yourself. And then if this person seems to be more open in the future, you'd probably be open to giving it a shot at that point. All right, future energy on their side, we have the Emperor. So yeah, this is actually the major arcana card for Aries, and of course we'll be in Aries season very soon, so could just be saying that as we move through Aries season, now they might finally be feeling a lot more confident and sure of themselves, which would make it easier for them to be present within this connection as well. So for some of you, this could just be saying that it might not be a long-term thing. They just might need to ride this energy out of the healing process they're going through, and then they'll be feeling a lot more confident at that point. Okay, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Princess of Cups. So this is actually the equivalent of the Page of Cups. And if we look at the artwork there, we see her back is turned, right? And she's holding the cup. And we also see the moon, which is another symbol of emotions, the water in the background. And we see the two birds moving in their direction. So again, I feel like this is similar to what I was saying with balance in the past, where I have a feeling you've probably been in communication with this person, but just you've been withholding your actual feelings with this person, just keeping it more surface level. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is Libra energy again. So yeah, this definitely seems likely that for at least some of you could be dealing with an actual Libra. But if not that, this does remind me of the fact that we're going to have that full moon eclipse in Libra coming up soon. So maybe this is going to be pointing to that timeline. But if not that, it could just be saying that this is just where they're at right now. They're a little bit guarded. Like I said, they might have just been healing from a previous situation. Maybe some of you knew about that, or maybe some of you just didn't know that they were healing from the situation. But either way, could just be saying so when they are a little bit standoffish with you, it's not directly personal toward you. It's just that that's where they're at right now. And like I said, maybe for some of you come to that realization and say, okay, you know what? Let me just focus on myself a little bit more and just feel out the energy and see, like, hey, are they going to open up anytime soon or what? All right, moving on to the Oracle cards now. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love Oracle card deck. Just going to pull a single card from here. All right, got one there. And next we'll see what we get from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation. That's going to pull a single card from this deck as well. And we'll read the messages from both together and wrap the reading up with that. All right, and that didn't want to go back in the deck. So let's take a look at this one first. All right, we have Release. It says radical acceptance and surrender can help you let go. So yeah, interesting message there, right? Because that seems to align with what I was saying here with that Nine of Cups energy, where it looks like it's saying at some point you're just going to shift to saying, you know what, let me just focus on myself a little bit more, right, and my own happiness. And then, hey, if this person finishes their healing process and they're open to the connection at that point, great. But if not, you'll be fine, right? And then we have Go the Distance. So interesting, right? Seems to already be a contrast to that. But there's the artwork, and the number is 47. So we'll see what that has to say. Okay, the relationship message says you either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? So yeah, an interesting message there because to me that does seem to point to what I was feeling could be the case for some of you, which is to say that this is more of a temporary thing, right? Like we said, for some of you, maybe even as early as we move through Aries season, you might start to see that they're coming out of that healing energy. But if not that soon, either way, I feel like it's saying that, yeah, right now it might seem like things are a little bit tough. Like we said, I mean, to me, this is definitely a gesture for sure. That maybe for you, you might view it as, oh, maybe they're just trying to make it clear that they're only interested at a friendship level, right? But I feel like that's more of for their own sake to ease themselves into the situation versus, just saying, oh, nope, dismissing you as a romantic interest. I'm just going to make it clear I want it to be just friends. But again, I feel like it's just one of those things that it might take them a little time to where they are open again. And their inability to open up now doesn't seem to be directly related to you. So, hope it ever resonates with you guys. Wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.